In this video, I'm going to reveal a system to you that one of my most successful clients ever used to transform from a shy, weird, autistic introvert into an unstoppable Casanova. I haven't revealed this system before. It was always safe right here in my top secret journal. But today, you get to find out what's on these pages. What I'm going to do for you today is make a list of all the things that you can do to make a really good, really attractive first impression on women. We're then going to filter out the things that take too much time, so we'll be left with a bunch of things that you can do that only take a very small amount of time, but make you tons more attractive. This is the exact system that my client used years ago. I have since replicated this system over and over for other clients, and it is incredibly effective. I want to tell you a powerful story from how this system originated, and this is before TextGod even existed. I was coaching some guys left and right that just heard about me through the seduction community. And there was this one guy that I was coaching online. We would do a weekly call every week, but I would never see him in real life. And this guy would tape his interactions with women. He would send them over to me. I would analyze them and give him feedback. One very boring thing that I heard in all his interactions was whenever a girl asked him what he would do for work, he would just say, "Oh, I'm in advertising." This was a missed opportunity to create a fun spike in the conversation. So I advised him that when girls asked what he was doing, to have them guess. And this is where the system originated, because every time he would make the girls ask what he does for work, they would say, something in IT, something with computers. After hearing this over and over again, I was baffled. Like, why do they think that this guy works in IT? So I asked him to make a couple photos and send them to me, and I found out that he was wearing these very typical IT glasses, the quite rectangular, classic nerdy glasses. So I told him to go to a glasses store, get help from a lady working there, make photos from all angles wearing about 10 different glasses, send them to me, and I'd pick the best ones for him. What we noticed then is once he changed these glasses and he would ask girls to guess his profession, we would never get the IT thing anymore. So his first impression became severely better just by tweaking these glasses. Eventually, later, he got his eyes lasered and reactions were even better. So what this guy then did, as only a true autistic guy would do, and I have the right to bully him and I became best friends over the years, he would make a spreadsheet with a list of everything he could change about himself to make a more attractive first impression on women. He would give all of them a score. He would list down how much time it would take to do all these things, and then he would have an efficiency score as well. What makes a lot of impact for a little amount of time, and then he would do the most efficient thing first, the second thing second, and so on and so on and so on. And we found out that when he implemented the first amount of things with a lot of effect for a small amount of time, girls perceived him completely differently. So right now we're going to go over 9 things that you could consider changing, and depending on who you are, you'll have to work with me here. We'll figure out which is the one thing that you should focus on first. We're going to have a thing, the effect, time needed. Both effect and time will get a score out of 5, and from there on we'll calculate the efficiency, giving it a score out of 10. Let's start with the example of the glasses. I see a lot of guys in my mentoring program wearing glasses, and most men unfortunately have no clue that they are wearing glasses that are really bad for the shape of their head, that are linked to IT or other nerdy professions, and it is really making them look way less attractive than they could be. While changing your glasses takes almost no time. You have to go to a store, try a couple glasses, maybe check in with a coach or someone with good fashion what is best for you, and boom, done deal. I give glasses an effect score of 2.5 out of 5 for a time of only 1. The second item on the list is a haircut. For some people, this will get the exact same scores, meaning only 1 out of 5 in time. Once you have a good hairdresser, you can keep going there over and over again. Getting a haircut takes, 30 minutes? Getting a haircut that is right for your shape of head is really crucial. Small caveat here, maybe you are losing a lot of hair, then you might want to consider getting a hair transplant. I know so many guys that have done it, and for almost all of them, it has made a very positive difference. In that case, only you know that, I don't know who's watching here, but you would have to calculate a little bit more time there, which means the efficiency score will go down a little bit. For the general man, I will give this the exact same scores. 2.5 for effect, 1 for time. Next item on the list is one that I've been doing for a long time, and I see more and more guys doing it. It is skincare. Really doesn't take too much time. I think you can do it within 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. It is something that you have to do daily, so I won't give it 1 point on time, but rather 2 for an efficiency of 2. Next item on the list for me is non-debatable. It's one thing that I tell all my clients to do. I'm of the opinion that if you don't do this thing, you're just retarded. It is perfume. You can get a good perfume for 50 bucks. If you want to go niche, you can get a perfume for 300 bucks, whatever floats your boat. But all you need to do in the morning is psht, psht, and you just go up in attractiveness for literally 2 seconds and a few bucks. I give it an effect score of 1.5 for the smallest time zone of everything on this list, only 1.5. Next item on the list is something that people seem to care way more about in the States compared to Europe. It is your teeth. I have so many clients from the States that get veneers or fake teeth or just really whiten their teeth, where in Europe it seems to be less important. What we do in Europe though is, if your teeth are really crooked, we'd straighten them with what's the name for that next level dentistry, or orthopedic, whatever, you know what I mean. If your teeth generally look okay, but they are maybe not the whitest, as far as I understand, there are methods right now to whiten them without really damaging them. That is a very small amount of time for quite a big effect. I would recommend that to most guys. If your teeth are really crooked, you might want to look at retainers or braces, and this of course will take you some more time, maybe up to 2 years. I would still always suggest it. I think it's well worth it. Beautiful teeth make a big difference. If you don't feel comfortable smiling because you are embarrassed of what your teeth look like, well, then you're making your daily life very uncomfortable. I give teeth an effect score of 3.5 for, let's give it a time score of 2. For some of you, it will be way quicker and thus the efficiency will go up, but some of you will need braces or whatever, and then it will take a bit more time. Either way, it is almost always worth it. Up to the next item on the list, which is tattoos. Tattoos becoming more and more mainstream. I also noticed that when I lived in the States, they are even way more common than here in Europe. But no one will really frown upon someone with tattoos anymore. It is become super mainstream. Your grandma probably even has tattoos, or at least your mom. It is no secret that tattoos give you a bit more of that bad boy vibe. They are quite polarizing. Studies have also been done that have shown that women perceive guys with tattoo as more healthy and dominant. And if you've watched any reality TV shows, all the girls on Love Island and Temptation Island and Fuckboy Island and whichever sort of islands with very cool people on them, you've learned that all those girls are like,
oh my god, my type is tattoos and brr.
One counter argument I still hear quite often for tattoos is that people think they're gonna regret them later when they're old and stuff. And well, I just think that would you not rather be 80 and look back on a life well lived than make silly first impressions forever and then be full of regret when you're old? You can do whatever you want. If you really regret them, you can even get them lasered. At the same time, do you need tattoos to make a good impression? No, but they can definitely help. And if I go back to the guy that started this whole system thing for me, he changed his glasses, then lasered his eyes. Tattoos were one of the most effective things in his list. So this guy just got his arms covered in tattoos in a record span time. And it really did have a good effect for him. He noticed that women would be more intrigued when he approached them during day game, for example. They would associate him more with adventurous, cool stuff, whereas before he was constantly seen as an IT nerd. For that reason, I give tattoos a 3 effect score for a time of only 1. The next item on the list has a slightly higher effect score than tattoos even. It is fashion, but it does take more time. I give fashion a 3.5 for a time of 2. Why a time of 2? Well, trends change. You have to go buy the clothes. You have to get to know this world a little bit. Unless if you're super rich and you can just get a stylist that repeatedly shops for you and keeps you up to date. I think fashion is very well worth it though. And I also see over and over in my mentoring program that the guys that do follow my fashion tips get way better matches and also get perceived as more attractive during their dates. Now we only have 2 points left, and these are 2 of the most crucial ones. The first one is, to no surprise, you must have been waiting for this one, the gym. For me, the gym gets the highest effect score, a full 5 out of 5, but it also has the highest time score, a 4 out of 5. yes, I think nothing that you can do to make a better first impression on women will have a greater effect than going to the gym and getting a better build. If you're fat, you need to lose weight. If you're skinny, you need to gain muscles. And whether you want to gain weight or lose weight, you'll probably do good having lower body fat, so the shape and the definition of your muscles peek through. And as you can see by the study on your screen right now, you don't have to become that mega beast bodybuilder guy. The highest sexual desirability score that you can see in these 6 different drawings is the build guy and the toned guy. And honestly, the difference between built and toned is not so big, while toned is very achievable. This physique does not take you too much time to get it, as long as you train consistently, eat consistently, and get decent sleep. And that's why I still gave gym a time rating of 4. There is one very important, crucial thing about gym that I'm going to reveal in a second. First, I want to hit the last item on the list, which I didn't really know what to call it, so I called it that one thing. And that one thing will have one of the highest efficiency scores of this whole video. I give it an effect rate of 3 for a time of only 1. Now, what is that one thing? Well, for some of you it doesn't exist, but I've had clients that have that one thing that draws attention when they make a first impression, that really hinders them from making that charismatic first impression. It could be that you have a big mole on your forehead or a little lump on your ear. This might sound random to you, but in the case of the lump of the ear, we really had a client that had a lump on his ear, and honestly, whenever you met him, it would distract you. It's one of these things that you instantly notice, and a lot of girls would be freaked out by it or unattracted by it. So my coaches after a training told him, like, hey, why don't you just get it removed? There's not really a benefit to it. It will make your social life so much more easier. It's just a big obstacle that you remove for yourself. And the funny part, or the surprising part to my team of coaches, was that he said he'd already been to a doctor, and the doctor was like, well, if I remove it, there will be a scar. To us, it's like, well, would you not rather have a small scar there than this big lump? He actually got the thing changed, and it did make a drastic improvement in his social life. The last thing I want to say about that one thing, for some of you, you might just have something small that might not be significant to other people, but for you, it really is a big mental block. Consider your options. What could you possibly do? Is it really worth to struggle so many days in your life for something that you could relatively easily fix? Only for you to decide. Now, back to the big side note on gym. So on your screen right now, you see the graphs of the attraction boosting system. I got them ranked on efficiency from least efficiency to most efficiency, but there is a caveat. As you can see, I made gym pink because there are a couple extra points that are really, really important here. First of all is that posture is not on the list. I think posture should have been on my list. Maybe I was ill prepared, but it is so crucial, and gym really helps you with your posture. A good posture signals strong self-confidence. It is no secret anymore that confidence is the #1 most important attractiveness factor in dating. Speaking about posture and confidence, confidence often comes from consistency, and if you consistently hit the gym, you will not only build muscle, but you will also build confidence. Furthermore, things like tattoos and fashion will look even better if you hit the gym. A tattoo on a super skinny arm does not look as impressive as a tattoo on a very big arm. Also, if a tattoo draws attention, you'd rather have it draw attention to your muscles rather than your bony little arm. And about fashion, this is a point that I repeatedly make. For example, in my TextGod course, you could buy the best clothes in the world for you. They will always look better if you have a little bit of a solid frame underneath there. The way a shirt drapes, is that the correct word in English? I'm not sure, but I'll use it. The way a shirt drapes, or like falls off of your body, if you have a bit of volume there, is just so much better. Personally, I will always make sure I keep just enough chest so that when you look at me, the shirt hangs off the chest and it will not hang on a stomach or just hang flat with no mass underneath. Now, here's a bit of an annoying point about this system. The more items of this list that you can take off, the better. If you have the correct glasses or no glasses and a good haircut and your skin is good and you have a bit of a toned body and your fashion is in order, well, obviously it's sort of an accumulative effect. You look even better than when you just have a few, because mostly if there is one of these that you don't hit and is really a weak point, that is where women's attention will go. If you have the perfect glasses and a great haircut and you have the perfect smile, but you are 100 pounds overweight, well, people will just see you as the fat guy. If you have a ripped body and you have the perfect haircut and you have cool tattoos, but you have the most crooked teeth in the world, well, women will just be like, if only his teeth weren't so crooked. Then again, if you are mega overweight or your teeth are super crooked, that's gonna be the point with most efficiency for you. So ideally you tackle that topic first. And last but not least, I want to say that every single one of these items, besides perfume, translate 100% into your dating profiles. So not only will you make a more strong first impression in real life, but also on your Instagram and your Tinder and your Hinge and your Bumble and your Plenty of Fish or your Field or your whatever app you like using. And obviously, when we speak about online dating, we speak about TextGod and the TextGod mentoring program. I want to share a story with you that got emailed to me this week. One of the many stories I get like this, but they always move me a little bit. So on your screen right now, a guy who just finished the program shared a bit of a success story with me, and I hope it can inspire you to take action today as well. Before I started, I spent a lot of time researching about online dating in order to improve my success. Despite following the advice from different sources and professional photo shoots, I ended up on very few dates that I was not really interested in. And if I actually liked the girl, they always friend-zoned me. Guys, I think that is a super relatable problem, and it's one that I hear over and over and over and over again. If you really care about the girl, all your dating flaws are gonna pop up. You need to fix them before you can get the girls that you really like. After one especially cute girl had turned me down, I knew something had to change. I was always hesitant to get online coaching as I was afraid to get scammed, but I loved the quality advice in the TextGod YouTube videos, and the money back guaranteed convinced me to give it a try. With the feedback from the coaches, I quickly improved my dating profile to a point where I was happy with my matches. Next was to actually improve the texting and get more and better dates. I had coaches review tons of my texts and I steadily improved my skills. They even helped me review my wardrobe and improve my style. By the end of the program, I was able to consistently get dates with girls I actually liked. The main goal of the course was achieved, but the benefits went way beyond that. The other members in the calls were like brothers to me, and everyone was always happy to support each other and share their experience. I even met multiple guys from the program in real life, and we had a blast shooting photos and building friendships. This course triggered a huge chain reaction of greatness in my life. It taught me how to be a man. Someone from the group recommended me to try improv lessons for my social anxiety, which was another game changer for me. I started to be brave enough to make tough decisions and jump into the unknown. This made me finally get my own apartment and a job that I am proud of. Last but definitely not least, I met my incredibly beautiful girlfriend thanks to TextGod. So would I recommend the mentoring program? Hell yeah, I wish I could slap myself when I received my first paycheck 4 years ago and force myself to just book that first call. And that first call is the one that's linked in the video description. It's completely free. You're not forced to do anything, but we want to hear about your situation. Can we help you? If so, how can we help you? And we'll see from there. Worst case, you spend 20 minutes talking to us, you learn a couple things, and your life continues. If you do want to make a real change, it always starts with a simple action. Book your free call below. I hope to talk to you soon. I hope you liked the video. I love you forever, and I'll see you around.